New at 6 now. Do you know what's in your water? Turns out cancer-causing chemicals known as forever chemicals are being dumped in Pittsburgh rivers.
And now the impact is being looked at through a new lens. Channel 11 News anchor Jennifer Tomazic found out what's being done to make sure your water is safe to drink.
The study shows how many PFAS are in our 3 rivers in certain areas of the rivers. And I took the findings to the 3 plants where they did the test to find out if anything is being done. Alcosan, McKeesport Wastewater Treatment Plant, and Allegheny Valley Joint Sewage Authority. The 3 wastewater treatment plants, Women for a Healthy Environment, tested for PFAS contamination. It's never been done in Greater Pittsburgh. They chose 1 on each of our 3 rivers and tested the water where it comes out of the wastewater treatment plants and compared it to the upstream water.
We found an increased concentration of the PFAS chemicals at the mixing zone where it's being discharged from the wastewater treatment plant, as opposed to those collections that were done upstream.
And what that told Michelle Nakarati-Chapkis, the executive director of Women for a Healthy Environment, is
that essentially what's going through these wastewater treatment plants is being dumped into our rivers because there is no filtration system that's collecting that.
Pitt professor Carla Ng studies PFAS around the world and in the Pittsburgh region. She looked at the report and spoke about the level of PFAS emitted into the river.
I was happy to see that the levels were not very high. And so for people in the region, it means that we really need to think about what these sources are and try to control the sources, because without that, we're not going to be able to control what's in the water.
That's because Carla explains sources like chemicals in household items, cleaning products, runoff, and stormwater that enters the wastewater treatment plants, and they break down to form PFAS.
Processes that happen in a wastewater treatment plant help some of that transformation happen, but they don't capture the PFAS that are formed.
Earlier this year, the EPA set its first standard for PFAS in drinking water, and it will require public water systems to install systems to reduce PFAS if they don't meet that standard. But that's for public drinking water systems, not for wastewater systems.
So right now, it would be an expensive process for the wastewater treatment plants to put these filtration systems in.
Michelle says she shared the results of the study with the 3 wastewater treatment plants, and so did we. I asked each of the plants if they've implemented any changes after seeing the report. Alcosan pointed to the report not recommending any operational changes, but says it has been undergoing significant upgrades and expansions of its treatment plant that they say will result in significant benefits to the community and the environment. Pennsylvania American Water owns the McKeesport Wastewater Treatment Plant. A spokesman noted that the EPA doesn't have final rules for PFAS in the sewage outfall water at wastewater treatment plants, but Penn American Water is getting ready to follow future regulations. Allegheny Valley Joint Sewage Authority did not respond to my request for comment. Michelle and Carla agree that stiffer regulations on the uses of PFAS is what is needed to try to reduce the amount that ends up in our water. Michelle told me that several bills have been introduced to limit the number of PFAS in consumer products. Jennifer Tomazic, Channel 11 News.